On a bustling city street, Nick Walker, a cop etched with the wear of his years, watches as crates marked evidence, gold are loaded into a nondescript van. His gaze meets that of Hayes, his partner, who leans against a police cruiser, an air of nonchalance about him. Nick's troubled expression deepens as he approaches Hayes, a palpable sense of unease radiating from him. "I don't know about this, Hayes," Nick says, his voice laced with doubt. "This feels wrong." Hayes responds with a dismissive shrug, attempting to allay Nick's fears. "Relax, Nick, nobody gets hurt. It's just gold. Think of it as early retirement," Hayes says, a glint of avarice in his eyes. In the cavernous warehouse, dust motes swirl in the single beam of moonlight, illuminating the grim task at hand. Nick and Hayes strain, their faces etched with exhaustion, as they heave the last chest of gold into the hastily dug pit. Sweat glistens on their brows, a testament to their shared labor and hidden tensions. A sudden, cold glint of betrayal. Hayes raises his gun, the metallic click echoing in the vast space. Nick turns, his eyes widening in disbelief as he meets Hayes's merciless gaze. The shot rings out, and Nick crumples to the ground, his dreams of fortune extinguished. Nick dies, his dreams of riches turning to dust, the taste of betrayal bitter on his tongue. Nick is cast into the R.I.P.D headquarters, a purgatory of endless desks and spectral clerks. Lost and bewildered, he is confronted by Proctor, her hardened gaze piercing through him. Proctor's voice cuts through the bureaucratic hum, a declaration of duty and destiny. "I am recruiting you," she states, her words echoing with the weight of the afterlife's law. "You now work for the R.I.P.D. Our mission is to police the dead," she concludes, sealing Nick's fate. Nick steps into the R.I.P.D training room, the air thick with anticipation and the weight of the unknown. Roy Pulsifer, a figure seemingly ripped from the Wild West, stands waiting, his weathered face etched with cynicism. A world-weary squint hints at countless battles fought and won as Roy assesses his new partner. Training commences immediately, plunging Nick into a crash course on the grotesque reality of Dedos and the grim task of policing the afterlife. Under the neon-drenched sky, long shadows stretch across rain-slicked city streets as Nick, young and alert, scans the darkened alleys. Roy, weathered and cynical, exhales a plume of smoke, his gaze sharp despite the haze. A piercing shriek shatters the night silence, instantly drawing both men's attention. Around the corner, a horrifying Dedo feasts upon a huddled figure, its grotesque form illuminated by a flickering streetlight. Nick, with youthful recklessness, charges forward, gun blazing, while Roy follows with a calculated calm, marking the start of a chaotic chase through the shadows. Amidst the vibrant chaos of R.I.P.D headquarters, Nick stands, a mortal amidst spectral agents and otherworldly tech. The weight of his situation settles upon him, the insidious Dedo threat becoming chillingly clear. The stolen gold is more than treasure, it's a key, pulsing with arcane energy. A horrifying realization dawns. The gold is an instrument to tear open a portal from the afterlife. On rain-slicked city streets, Nick walks cloaked in his R.I.P.D disguise, his footsteps echoing through the night. A knot tightens in his stomach as he approaches Julia's apartment, a mixture of hope and dread in his eyes. He searches her face for recognition, but finds nothing, the realization hitting him like a physical blow. Despite the crushing pain, a steely resolve hardens his gaze, a silent vow to protect her, even in her ignorance. In the silent mortuary, Nick and Roy's footsteps echo, the air heavy with formaldehyde and a subtle, sickening sweetness. Roy's flashlight sweeps across embalming tables draped in white, while Nick studies Mr. Henderson, whose gaunt face and shadowed eyes betray his unease. Nick's calm demeanor contrasts with Henderson's nervous fidgeting as he says, "Mr. Henderson, we appreciate you letting us look around at this late hour." The tension escalates as Roy confronts Henderson. "We think you are a Dedo sympathizer, cornering the mortician with the weight of their suspicions." A brutal fight breaks out in the mortuary as Nick and Roy face off against the mortician and a horde of Dedos. R.I.P.D weapons blaze, filling the air with ectoplasma as Nick and Roy skillfully subdue the undead. Groans echo through the mortuary, mingling with the sharp chemical stench of formaldehyde. Amidst the chaos and fallen Dedos, Nick and Roy uncover more clues, peeling back the layers of the mysterious portal. Under the harsh fluorescent lights of R.I.P.D headquarters, Nick and Roy stand firm before Proctor's desk, shadows stretching long around them. Nick's voice cuts through the tense air. "We've pieced it together, sir. Hayes is involved." Roy adds with gravity, "He's part of a conspiracy to open a portal." Proctor's expression hardens, demanding, "A portal? To where?" Nick replies grimly, "To unleash the Deados on Earth." At the construction site, stark floodlights carve long, ominous shadows across the skeletal remains of buildings. Nick and Roy arrive, the air thick with anticipation and dread. Hayes stands silhouetted against a swirling, shimmering portal, feeding it gold bars as if offering a dark sacrifice. From the depths of the portal, a horde of Deados claws its way into our world, their eyes burning with malevolent intent. The ground trembles as the first of the Deados set foot on the construction site. The battle erupts, a chaotic dance of desperation against the encroaching darkness. Amidst the chaotic construction site, dust and debris dance around Nick and Hayes as they engage in a fierce struggle within the skeletal remains of the building. Hayes' face twists into a grotesque mask as he transforms into a formidable Deado, his power surging. Roy, hidden behind a stack of steel beams, unleashes a barrage of cover fire, the sharp echoes ringing through the site as sparks erupt from bullet impacts. The portal shimmers ominously, its form nearly complete, poised to tear open the very fabric of reality. Amidst the skeletal framework of a construction site, Nick stands triumphant over Hayes, his victory overshadowed by a looming threat. An ominous portal pulses violently, its dark maw expanding, threatening to engulf reality. Unstable energy crackles through the air, electrifying the scene with palpable danger. The ground trembles beneath Nick's feet, a stark warning of the impending cataclysm. Desperation etches itself onto Nick's face as he frantically searches for a solution, a desperate hope to seal the breach before it consumes everything. Inside the R.I.P.D headquarters, Nick and Roy stand surrounded by otherworldly technology. Holographic displays flicker with spectral images, casting eerie shadows across their faces. Strange devices hum with contained energy, hinting at the immense power at their disposal. They pore over schematics, their expressions grim as they discuss strategy. Nick and Roy devise a plan to use a powerful R.I.P.D weapon to close the portal, but it requires a sacrifice, a voice narrates. Under the stark glare of floodlights, the skeletal frame of a skyscraper looms against the night sky. Nick steps forward, a shimmering portal swirling before him, the air crackling with untamed energy. Resolve hardens his features as he prepares for a one-way mission, volunteering to detonate the weapon. Turning to Roy, a somber farewell echoes in the harsh night air. "Goodbye, Roy." Nick strides into the shimmering portal, his face a mask of grim determination. He raises the complex weapon, its contained energy humming with lethal potential. With a final, resolute glance back, he triggers the detonator. A blinding flash and an earth-shattering boom mark the rift's collapse, sealing Nick's fate as a hero lost between worlds.